The Education of Jane Cumming. Review. A compelling dramatization of the true story behind The Children's Hour. Lillian Hellman's landmark 1934 play, The Children's Hour, has twice been adapted for the big screen, both times by director William Wyler, and neither film really did right by it. The Hays Code could be blamed for the absurdly straight-washed watering down of the 1936 version. These three, and while 1961's The Children's Hour could be more open about the same-sex attraction driving its tragedy of ruinous gossip, it was still timidly ginger around the subject. In her handsome, stirring sophomore feature, The Education of Jane Cumming, German filmmaker Sophie Heldman bypasses the Hellman play entirely to shed light on the real-life 19th century case that inspired it, a tale defined not just by societal homophobia, but colonial-era racism. The result is easily the most satisfying screen outing yet for this story material, a classically well-made and effectively performed period drama that should enjoy a long festival run after its premiere in Berlin's Panorama program, with strong distribution prospects in both the general art house and LGBT-specific spheres. While Claire Dunn and co-writer Flora Nicholson give fine, quietly anguished leading turns as teachers and lovers whose lives are undone by a malicious rumor, with Fiona Shaw offering ripe grand dame support as their chief persecutor, its rising star, Mia Theria, soon to be seen in Taika Waititi's Clara, and the son who impresses most in the trickily nuanced title role of their initially adoring, eventually vengeful teenage charge. The illegitimate mixed-race daughter of a working-class Indian woman and an aristocratic Scottish military man stationed in India, 15-year-old Jane has recently been shipped to Britain following the deaths of both her parents and placed in the care of her haughty, resentful grandmother, Lady Cumming Gordon Shaw, in Edinburgh. The year is 1810, and needless to say these aren't welcoming times for women in color in the upper classes. Her grandmother's solution is to keep Jane out of sight and out of mind in an exclusive girls' boarding school together with her snooty white cousins. The school in question is a brand new one, a passion project founded by progressive educators Miss Pyrie Nicholson and Miss Woods Dunn, with the intention of providing young women with the well-rounded education largely deemed unnecessary for them by the authorities. Lady Cumming Gordon sides with the system. Shaw's mew of disapproval upon learning that Pyrie and Woods teach maths but not dancing is a rare comic flourish in the film. The student body is small. Viewers may recognize after-sun star Frankie Corio in the ensemble, though big enough for a spirit of bullying and side-taking to soon take root against Jane, victimized for her dark skin and comparatively exotic wardrobe. Costume designer Perry de Braganca artfully marks this clash of worlds in fabric clothing Jane in drapey overdyed cottons and deep ochres and burnt brick tones, a whole palette apart from the pale misty pastels and stiff silhouettes of the other girl's wardrobe. Pyrie and Woods, however, treat her with gentleness and respect, and it's not long before Jane, delighted to learn she shares a first name with Miss Pyrie, forms a bond with them deepened over the course of a summer vacation that sees her left in her teacher's care while the other girls go home. Already then, the lonely, vulnerable Jane is a far cry from the vindictive young troublemaker she inspired in Hellman's play. A perceptive child sheds attuned to the quiet but clear current of non-platonic affection between the two women she looks up to and wishes in her own naive way to share in it, though when Pyrie and Woods, leery of the girl's growing attachment to them, start treating her with more professional distance, Jane feels all the more wounded and isolated for what she perceives as their rejection. Heldman and Nicholson's lucid, intelligent script thus assigns characters very different, more nuanced motivations from those we are used to in iterations of this story. Yet the fallout from these feelings, as a hurt, confused Jane rashly tells her grandmother that the teachers are lovers, further lying that they've had sex in her presence, is familiarly devastating, if not quite the high melodrama that Hellman made of it. Instead, the film proceeds in a sober procedural register, tracing the women's legal fight to clear their names. It's a compelling arc, though the film perhaps ends earlier than it should, resigning a lot of naughty information and incident to closing title cards. Still, restraint is the order of the day here in all respects, from Kate Reid's elegantly desaturated cinematography wise to all the done seasonal shades of Scottish skies to the film's delicately sensual love scenes, which find charged intimacy even in chaste physical contact. In one lovely scene, a simple warming of cold hands bristles with possibility. Save for Shaw's amusing imperious posturing in some scenes, the performances are appropriately controlled and internalized, with Dunn and Nicholson both moving as they visibly yearn and chafe against the strictures of their society and their professional facade. Tharius Jane, meanwhile, is both vulnerable and volatile, sometimes letting slip a mass of frightened, warring impulses behind her still steady gaze.